Welcome. So we're going to work today on warming up for the neck and the shoulders before we get on our bike. So it's a yoga for cyclists, and in this practice you might want a book or a yoga block, or if you haven't got that, a cushion for one of the yoga asanas. So maybe you want to pop off now and grab that if you think that would be useful, and then I'll see you back on the mat. So welcome back. We're ready for our cycling warm-up. Now, with any yoga that one wants to take part in, it doesn't matter how short or long the session is, always remember, never push yourself further than what is comfortable. Anything that pinches, feels awkward, causes you pain, please come straight back out of that. We've all got different bodies, and at the moment I'm here, got out of bed, had my coffee, got to my mat. So, just like any other human, I'm going to have to warm up, and therefore I will not be going to the extremes of any asanas, because why would I? So please take care in the video, and if you've got any issues with your knees, maybe pop a blanket under. I have a extra piece of cushioning because I've got lots of metal in one leg and one dodgy knee that doesn't work, same as the other one. So take care of yourself. So we're going to start with a neck stretch. So take your left hand up to the top of your head here, and there's just very gently, keeping yourself nice and tall in your spine, just gently feeling out that head and neck. And those of you interested in the vagus nerve and how that impacts mood, you'll know that the vagus nerve runs from the tummy through right up to all the different organs and eventually into the brain. And this is a great way of stimulating it. And come to the other side. Now you can go as gently and as slow as you want here, but just feeling out the side of that neck. And stimulating the vagus nerve, that goes into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is also known as rest and digest. And it's really handy to help improve mood. So bringing your hands back down. Now we're going to do some simple shoulder rolls, but we're going to take our fingertips to our shoulders, and then as if we're kind of swimming here, let's just get those shoulders moving. And as I said, it's first thing. So, activity but gently. Coming a little bit taller in the spine, lifting the elbows a little, maybe coming down a bit, rounding the spine, coming back up, and maybe going the other way, which always feels a bit awkward, doesn't it? It's like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. And rest. Okay, seated cat-cows. Now this is where we inhale and we open our chest, lift our head and neck a little. So we're having a little bit of a curvature in our back. And then as we come back with the exhale, we round ourselves and come in with belly button to spine. So let's do 3 of those together. So inhale, exhale. 2 more. And coming back to a neutral position. Now we're going to have a little bit of a warming up for the deltoids. So take your left arm across your body and take your right arm underneath and bend your elbow. And when you're here, as you start to close that elbow joint a little and move your arm, you will be able to feel how you've got a little stretch here through that shoulder. And this is really nice to just give those deltoids a little bit of a warm up before we get on our bikes. And come to the other side. So that hand there. Doing the same this side, stretching up through the spine, trying to make sure that your thighs are heavy. And you're grounded. Okay, now we're going to twist. So put your left hand onto your right knee and the other hand behind you. On a big inhale, I want you to stretch up, and on the exhale, I want you to twist and look over your shoulder if you can, but if not, just a gentle twist in the body. It's early in the morning for me, so it will be gentle. So inhale and exhale, twist. Inhale and exhale, come back to the center. And let's go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale and come back to the center. Okay, hopefully that's starting to feel a little looser through your shoulders here. So, it takes a while, doesn't it? Now take your arms out to the side, and what we're going to do is just do some little twists. So as we twist the left arm, the left hand that way, we're going to turn the right hand that way. And that feels a bit odd, but let's just do that. Get that movement going. And then think about going the other way. And bring the hands back to the knees. Okay, so the last seated loosen up we're going to do is eagle arms. So I want you to take your one hand underneath the other and then meet with your palms here, elbows around about the level of your chest and shoulder. With a big inhale, we're going to lift the arms up and inhale. And exhale, down. And again, twice more. Keep yourself grounded through your seat bones, thighs heavy. And relax and swap your arms around. Our bodies are never the same each side, so you might find it feels really weird one side, but feels okay the other. Or maybe it doesn't feel great on either side, but it's a lovely little asana to start to practice for these shoulders. So again, inhale, lift the elbows up. And exhale down. And repeat twice. And release. Okay, let's come to the mat now, and we're going to do some cat-cows on the mat. So here you're looking to have your hip above your knee as best you can. I mean, as best you can. It's not going to be the end of the world if it's a little bit out. And your shoulders above your wrists. Now the same as what we did when we were seated, we're going to inhale, open our chest, lift our head and neck, and we're going to drop the belly so that we have this movement in the spine. Now, if you want to untuck your toes, that's fine, or you can keep your toes tucked, whatever feels good for you. So let's do 3 of these together, making sure your hands are nice and wide, finger pads on the mats, or your fingers are wide, not your hands, although my hands are wide too, so that kind of figures. Okay, so inhale and drop the belly. And feel that through the shoulders as you're dropping and lifting, and exhale and round the back. Belly button to spine, pushing out of those shoulders. And again, inhale. Exhale. And let's do one more of those together. It's really yummy, gentle movement for the spine before we get on the bikes. And come back to a neutral spine. Taking the legs, your knees as wide as the yoga mat. Untuck your toes and bring your toes together. And now we're just coming into a child's pose with our arms out in front of us. Now, gently come back as you put your hands out to the front of the mat and allow your seat bones to come towards your heels. Now, you might get your head to the mat here, or this might be a time to pop your block there. And just allow yourself to relax down. Let go of any tension in the hips. Your seat bones do not need to touch your heels. It's really the getting in and out of these asanas that is really helpful, not the static bit of being in them particularly, but that does depend on what yoga you're practicing. It might be that you don't need the block and you can pop your head to the mat, or maybe that's for another day. So this is a nice gentle stretch, but it also is helping us in our hips here. But check into the other video that is for your hips and for your lower back and for your hamstrings. And very gently coming back up, coming back to all fours here, like we did before. Now, what I want you to do is just come back on your mat just a touch for your all fours and untuck your toes. Now, keep your block close at hand because we're going to come into a puppy posture. So we're going to be lowering our head and our chest towards the mat as we take our arms and hands forward again. This is a slightly deeper stretch than the one that we've just done in the child pose. So any discomfort, come back. Generally, we would keep our hips above our knees, but you might find you end up there or you end up there. And quite frankly, that's not going to make an awful lot of difference to this warm-up. So when you're ready, maybe get your block in place in case you need it. Take your hands out in front of you, keeping your bottom towards the sky, a little bit wider maybe with your arms here because you're going to drop down to the mat in between your arms, okay? And forward to the mat or forward to the block. And you really feel this opening in the shoulder blades. You've got a little bit of spinal movement here. Make adjustments, you don't have to stay stuck, so my head wasn't in a comfy place. And just allow yourself, if you can, to let go of any tension, which I know some people think is hilarious, because why would you not be tense when you're stuck in this position? But to do that, breathe. And very mindfully and carefully, belly button towards spine as you push up out of your fingers and you come back off your mat. Slowly walk your hands back. Now what I want you to do is to put your arms down so you're like this, okay, on your mat. So almost your elbows will go in front of you like this. And what we're going to do now is we're going to tuck the toes so we can feel our toes on the mat. Adjust yourself until you feel comfortable. And we're going to come up into a dolphin. Now, first thing in the morning, you may not get straight legs. In fact, don't aim for that, but pedal it out in dolphin pose. You're going to bring your head towards looking at your feet. You're going to bring your hips up towards the sky, belly button to spine. So on a big inhale, coming up, and have a little pedal. I apologise for the clunk, that is the metal in my knee. And that might be enough for you here. You can keep the knees bent. Those who are regular yogis might be working with a much straighter leg. Lowering the knees gently to the floor and then come forwards onto your front. Leave your blocks if they're in the way. Taking your hands out to the side, so you've got like little pincers of a spider leg here. Make sure you can feel the fronts of your feet on your mat. You can feel your pubic bone. I want you in a moment to take a big inhale and bring chest, head and neck off of the mat. So you've got a little back bend here. You can use your hands a bit in this to help you first thing in the morning, but it helps if you keep contact with the tops of your feet on the mat, the pubic bone and belly button to spine as you inhale and come up. So we're going to do 3 of these little cobra modifications. So on the inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. And 2 more. And arms out to the side and pop your head so that you're on your right cheekbone. Just rest here for a second, make sure you have contact with the mat. And if you find these videos useful, please hit the like button, because the more people that can find it, the more free help there is out there. So now we're going to bring the left hand here like a little grasshopper leg, kind of near our shoulder, as we inhale and we take our left leg over the top of our right leg. Now this gives you a stretch through your right shoulder. If coming all the way over is painful for the shoulder, just come back out of it. It might be for another day, but not today. So inhaling, bringing the left leg up and over. And you can feel how that stretches out through your right shoulder. That really does create a little bit of opening here. Keep some integrity in your toes. Use your hand for support. And coming back over, and let's go to the other side. Right hand bent near your shoulder. Make sure you can feel yourself on the mat. Your mat is your support. You are on your left ear now, and with an inhale, take the right leg over the top and toes to the floor. If you can make it that far, if you can't, just go where you can and come back. Keep it comfy. Inhale. Make any minor adjustments that you need. Maybe you need to move your toe to a slightly different position. Just take a couple of breaths here. And very mindfully and gently coming back. So hands near your shoulder blades. I want you to bring yourself back up to your knees as you inhale, come up. And keep going, and keep going, and keep going. Untuck your toes. And lower your head to the floor and let your arms drop either side. So you're like a little bug in a little cocoon. Now just let yourself melt into the mat. The great thing about yoga is there's so many
different options. And if certain asanas are not for you, then it doesn't mean you're not doing yoga correctly. It just means they're not for you. And you can do all the other bits of yoga. So I hope you find something useful and really nourishing for you. And it's great to warm up before you get on a bike. So I like to do that. It just makes my pedaling so much more comfortable. And slowly bringing yourself up and coming back to cross-legged, or you can pop your legs out in front of you if that feels more comfortable. Okay, well, I hope that is really helpful for you and you'll be able to use that as a warm-up. If you join that up with the video for the hamstrings and for your hips and the lower back, then you've got a nice complete combo there that could be really helpful for your cycling. But remember, this is warm-up, so always take these very, very gently and never go beyond your edge. Anyway, I'm going to go and get my cycle helmet now and I'm going to go for a pedal. So yeah, I hope to see you again back on the mat.